We should be streaming. We should be live. There we go. Now wait. Can I be heard? No, I can't be heard. Now everybody can hear us too.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Welcome, everybody. Wonderful to be back. And we have a complete set. The prodigal son has returned to us. Thanks for being here again.
Isn't that right, Brent?
Yeah. I'm glad I was back.
We missed you. It was empty and lonely without you. The group had no soul.
Yep.
And really quiet also. So
I don't know what you're talking about. I was still here.
Oh. Okay, sorry. My bad.
Yeah. There's no difference.
Welcome everybody. Welcome back. And we have great news. We passed a first milestone, I think, in our little group here. We passed the first hurdle that Twitch gave us, and we are now, what's it called again, Brains? Affiliates?
Yeah.
Affiliates, yeah, there you go. So that means that we have a lot more options to offer anybody that feels like joining us in this fun adventure. You can actually, besides following us, you can now subscribe to our channel and help us out and help us join and build this group. So we're going to brainstorm, the five of us, about what we're going to do in these things and the different subscriptions. And we'll let you guys know as soon as we made decisions and think of fun things that we can offer you guys. So besides that, anybody else have anything to mention?
Yes, I need to get my D&D stuff from the hallway.
I'm
missing my box of D&D. Wait, hang on. I'll be back in a moment.
As my old teacher said, burning rubber.
Yeah, I think the only thing is we have a sub button now.
We have a what?
A what?
A sub button, yeah.
Yeah. That's and you can give bits as well.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Yeah, they can give bits.
Okay, I didn't have to go all the way to the hallway. I'm back.
Thank you.
God, okay. Wait for ages. Jeez.
So
it's always her. Oh, so, hey, you're back. So.
As we left our group, you guys were pretty much at the entrance gate on the west side of the village, and there has been an attack, and you guys noticed that your favorite watchman ran up and was hurt, and he said orcs attacked. From what you guys learned, the woodcutters that are in the forest, and he claims that they're all dead, and so the bell has rung, and you see people coming out of the houses, and they're scared. They don't know what's going on, and they want to know, and they want to get out of here or defend. It hasn't been decided yet. What do you guys do?
Gemini, can you play For Whom the Bell Tolls?
Yes, I do that.
Okay,
I'll stop the bells because it's not really good.
I thought it was nice background.
It was really nice. I liked it. It's like really setting the mood.
Yeah, funeral bells. Okay. Vince sort of cracks his neck, sort of, and turns to the guard, and he says, "In a situation like this, do the guards fight or flee?"
You asked the guard that came out of the forest, or you asked the guard that
the one that came out of the forest, yeah.
The one that came out of the forest, well, because the other one is kind of ringing the bell,
yeah.
And he says, "It's not my decision. We've never had this kind of attack before. At least not on this scale. I'll have to talk to the captain."
Where are the orcs now?
I don't think they gave chase, but they might be here soon.
Okay, so how would they be here? You know what? Anyways, you're not going anywhere. Sam, Sam, you go find the captain. You bring him here or speak to him, whatever. This one's staying. You know
Sam
what the orcs
nods.
look like. You know where they're coming from. We need you here.
Sam nods and runs off. The bells not only now at the entrance gate, but have kind of taken over the town, and you see a lot of people going inside that were outside. There was not a lot of people here, but windows are being boarded, and you see a couple of men coming out with some weapons. And you already see, as you see Sam running off, you see another man approach. But as he comes closer, you can tell from his face that it's not 100% human that approaches. You see that he has a greenish tint on his face, and he kind of jogs towards the entrance. And he looks very muscular and has like this brown hair on top of his head, which is tied back into a braided tail to about the half of his back. And he has a couple of scars on his face, and he has one tusk on the side of his face. The other one seems to have broken off. As he approaches, and he calls out, and you hear this booming voice. He says, "What's going on here?" And you see Sam starting to talk to him, and he continues walking towards the entrance as Sam is kind of informing him about what's going on.
Vince casts Mage Armor on himself.
Okay. As he approaches, you see him kind of looking at the group, and he kind of nods towards you, and he looks at the guard that's on the ground, kind of crouches down. What happened? We were just doing our standard routine, sir, and all of a sudden, out of the forest, these orcs just charged, and they took no prisoners. They slaughtered everybody. We killed a couple, but there were too many. How many? I don't know. I think close to 20, maybe even 30. That many? Yes, sir. All right. You sure nobody survived? Absolutely, sir. I fled, to be honest, and, well, as I did, they didn't give chase. They just stayed there and made sure. He kind of swallows and says that the job was done. I see. All right. Prepare the defenses. He looks. This orc turns towards you. You four. He says, "Are you the 4 adventurers that are currently staying in this town?"
No. I walk away.
Yes. I look a
Yes,
little bit
don't-
surprised after Gemini, and like, yes.
You continue to walk away, Gemini, or?
I sigh and I turn back around and I just sit on the floor.
He's a bit dramatic. He's a bit dramatic. Don't mind him.
Vince turns to Gemini. He's like, Gemini, do you want to annoy someone?
Yes.
Do you remember that guard at the other end that said he killed an orc and he was God's
Oh,
gift? Do you
let's
wanna
find
go
him.
Get, go get him. We'll talk to this guy.
Skip
You go
off
get him.
towards that guy.
Go get him, boy. I turned around to the I'm assuming is he an orc or a half orc?
Yeah, he's a half orc.
I'm assuming he's the captain of the guard, McGrundon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I turned to him and go, believe me, that's for everyone's benefit. That'll keep occupied for a minute. He'll be back in time for the fight.
He extends his hand towards you, and do you take it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he shakes it, and he extends his hand to Varen and Ellie as well.
Varen will accept the handshake.
So
He
when I
says,
like,
Is his hand not the same size as Ellie?
Yeah, no, it's a big hand. It's a big hand, but it's not like giant big.
Okay.
He's a strong man, used to working with his hands. As he kind of looks at the three of you, he says, "I know you hold no loyalties to this town, but if you be able to help us defend against these orcs, you'll be rewarded. But I know you can only stay as long as you feel."
Oh, I'm in. Haven't had a good fight in ages. There was a wee skirmish a while ago, but it was a pain in the ass. Trying to crouch, it was stiff. So
Excellent. What about the two of you?
I can't very well know that the village is going to be attacked by vicious orcs and stand by doing nothing.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah, of course I will help. And it's a bit. I'm not. What's it called? I think there might be a bigger reasoning behind that the orcs are there as well. I mean, remember Paw Brain? I look at like Baron Sul and Winston like, what if they're connected?
Yeah, sort of shrug and the vials in the case at the back sort of rattle together, but just yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I look really suspiciously as Vince.
Wonderful. If you can convince your strange friend to assist as well, all help is much appreciated.
I'm sure he will once he's back, if for no other reason than to make sure that other guard fights alongside us.
He looks and says, he kind of turns to Varen and says, "No offense to your friends, but you look the most like a combatant."
I am skilled, but I have seen in first hand how they fight, one might call it.
Vince is like really offended and like flexing, like, bro, come on.
You don't look
Steph-
much like a soldier, sir.
They don't fight with weapons; they fight with magic.
Wonderful.
Burn them before they get to you.
We
We
have,
have our own skills, even if they might not be of the sword and shield kind.
excellent. Then I would be right to assume that you have magic that will allow you to attack people from range.
Yes,
Yes.
a vantage spot would be ideal.
Excellent. Then, if I may be so bold, we have a couple of key interest locations in this village. The church is one of them. It has a tower at top of it, perfect for people with, well, magic to hurl at these things. If I could ask you to keep the church safe, defend it as best you can, that would be very much appreciated. I would not be surprised if some people already have gathered there for safety. Would this be agreeable to you?
I don't see an issue. Me and Ellie could go into the tower. Varen, you and Gemini could potentially hold the door.
Will we be in range from the tower? Oh, how is it?
You haven't really measured how high the tower is, but
But does the guard know? Or the captain?
he can shrug. No, it's reasonably high, I'd say. How high would a church tower be that's like on the first floor? Good question. I think.
If it's a first floor, it's probably going to be what, about 20 feet ish.
Yeah, 20 feet up, maybe.
Yeah, 20 feet. Okay, that's good.
Yep.
Yeah, so that would be that's fine for me. Burning hands won't hit piss all, but firebolt and everything else will.
What's the range on firebolt?
120.
Oh, whoa.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
That is fine.
Is that orcs in the forest you see there?
Oh, yeah. Vince has just been like casually chucking them just in the general direction. Just like, "You'll hit something." He
Yeah,
hasn't. He
no,
hasn't.
That is fine.
Excellent. If you go there and ask the priestess there to help you in any way she can, it'd be most appreciated.
And what will the guards be doing?
We have other key locations that we need to defend.
Would it not be better to try and stop them from getting into the village in the first place? Block them at the gate?
He shakes his head and he kind of looks around. He says, "This wall is not really sturdy. It's best for us to defend these primary locations and make sure they don't fall."
Good enough for me.
I'm guessing there's no gates or battlements then.
Nope. No, there is like a palisade, wooden things dug into the ground. But now that he mentions it, you kind of look at them and you think that, yeah, with a couple of beefy guys, you could probably make holes in them quite easily.
Okay.
All right. Well, I suppose we'll defend the church then.
You have my thanks. And be sure that you will be rewarded.
Thank you. Shall we go and pick up Gemini on the way?
Yeah,
Or, well, go
probably.
and pick him up and then go back to the church possibly would be the...
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm like on the other side.
Yeah, you'll be at the
Yeah.
other side. Yeah.
Yeah. The church is more or less kind of at the in the middle of town on the south side. So it's not like in the center. It's actually quite at the border of the village, but it's in the south side, in the middle.
Okay.
So you guys hurry after Gemini, and you Gemini arrive at the other side, and you see about 4 guards there digging narrow holes, and you see 2 others are rolling logs towards them. And you kind of observe this for just a few seconds. There he is, the guy that you're after.
Is the girl he was hitting on with him?
Well, let's see.
I wish I had popcorn.
Yeah, she is. Yeah. She's not like with him, not walking next to him, but she's kind of rolling these logs with somebody else, and he's digging.
I will cast Mage Hand and wave with all 3 hands as I run towards him and scream, "Oh, great and mighty Orc Slayer!"
Oh dear.
As you see, actually 3 people look up.
Is he one of them?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna run towards him and try to just garner as much attention as possible, hopefully getting the attention of the young lady.
Okay.
And be like, "Sir, I heard in passing that you have slain an orc. Is this true?"
He looks and kind of looks suspicious. Roll your performance just to see how much attention you're getting.
Gemini should have it all.
Yeah.
The attention.
I need it.
That's a 12 altogether.
12. Okay. You see a couple of guards are actually still continuing digging, but most of them kind of look in your direction as he says, "Of course I killed an orc."
Fantastic. There's about 20 more coming. We're going to need your help over towards the front there. Come on. Come now. Come. No.
I have
no
my
words.
orders here.
No, words don't kill. Actions kill. We need your actions, sir. Come. Well, my words are different.
He looks at you and, "Guys, I'm needed over there." He hops out of the trench and grabs a spear and follows you.
Fantastic. I'm going to turn towards the young lady and say, "Don't worry, everything's going to be fine now. He's on the case." And then I'm going to run and lead him back towards the group.
She kind of looks at you a bit like, "Who is this guy?" And then just shrugs and
give her the
continues
thumbs up
forward.
with Mage Hand.
You head back, and you see the rest of the party heading your way.
And what happened over there? Is the other guard still dying?
What? Excuse me?
Oh, the one that tried to fight off orcs. He wasn't nearly as strong as you are, apparently. So I think you'll be fine. How many people did they say died out there? Asking you guys.
The whole woodcutters company.
The whole woodcutters company and the big strong men that cut the wood with the axes, correct?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, here's your job. Over in the front there should be a bunch of guards that are scared, shitting themselves. You are to lead them, sir. The guard captain should be over there as well. And one half-dead guard should let you in on all the information. Have at you then. I push him towards.
Yeah. Okay. Kind of.
No. We spoke of words earlier. No. Actions. Go.
He hesitantly walks in that direction, like he walks as if he's walking through like this very interesting mall, very slowly, and he's just looking around, seeing who's seeing him, and looking back at you guys. And
Gem and I, we need to head to the church.
Yeah.
We need to defend the church.
Why?
The guard captain, he told us there's key points that can't hold the gate. They're going to defend strategic positions within the village. We said we'd look after the church.
Why did we say that?
Well, he asked, and we said, yeah, sure.
Also,
Is
Lady Tachan
there-
has been a great help, and I mean, she told us a lot of valuable information.
She
Can you
did
ring
us
up a bell
also
for me?
let us stay.
Also,
It's
it
also-
will give us a vantage point for Vince and me to be able to cast spells and not be completely in the fray, and it will
To
give you a
chuck
good
some
location
fire.
to maybe support or attack as well from the church, as well as more easily defendable position.
I get the sensation that the three of you are trying to convince me of something as if I were some kind of asshole that wouldn't want to do this. I don't know where this is coming from.
No. What I'm trying to convince you of is to go get that guard back and get
Yes.
him to hold the door.
Great and mighty orc slayer!
as you call out to him, he actually starts running
Towards me or away?
away from you.
Oh, he's off to slay more orcs. No, yes, I'd be more than happy to help defend the church. My question was more along the lines of, will we be getting paid for this?
The captain
He
said
said
there
we
will be
would
a
be rewarded.
reward.
Did he mention what that reward is?
No.
From now on, you guys need to work that out before we agree to things.
No.
Let's go. No.
All right, excellent. So you guys head towards the church, and
Yeah.
you can tell that you're not the only one. There's actually quite a couple of people heading towards the church, and you see Lady Tachan standing there, and she is. Well, as far as you can tell, you think that she's performing some sort of ritual.
Do we know what?
Okay.
Can convince
would-
tell what that ritual is?
Would Varen know what that ritual is, actually?
You can both roll. Your difficulty will be lower, Varen, because it's spiritual magic, not arcane magic.
Is this a religion thing then?
Yeah. You can roll religion.
That's all right. That's a tagged skill for me. Strangely.
Apparently not.
That's
7.
24.
Sorry, 24 for Vince. And what did you get, Varen?
7.
7. Okay, now you.
No.
This is a different type of
Vision
god.
stuff, huh?
You don't really know what's
Yep,
going on.
no.
Vince, you have the idea that it's some sort of defensive magic.
Okay. Go up to her and, well, actually, probably not interrupt her. Just wait till she's done.
All right.
What was her name?
Baron will
Yeah,
have a
go
look around and see if there's like any carts or boxes or anything that we could maybe make into a barricade at the front door.
Where do you go check that?
Well, I'll check around the church first.
Okay. Around the church, you see a couple of crates, but they're only quite small. You think they're used for her to put like herbs and stuff in and carry them inside.
Right.
I will like look at the church and like try to find the vantage point that the guard
Okay.
captain was talking about, and like just get an idea of what it looks like.
Yeah, well, you clearly see there's a relatively small tower on it, very much like a looking point. There's no real bell in it or anything, but it's just a nice place to get a vantage of the surrounding.
Can you like
How
see
many-
all 4 directions from it?
Yeah, it's open on all 4 sides. There's like 4 pillars on each side, and there's a little roof on it. It's actually there's a wooden paneling on the outer side, and it's about for a human actually, because I just thought that you're a lot smaller. But for a human, it's about to the height of your belly button. So it gives a relative amount of cover. And now that you kind of look at the church in this more tactical kind of way, you actually start to notice that the doors are quite thick. The shutters in front of the windows and stuff are quite thick and sturdy. It's almost like this church was made to kind of withstand attacks.
Has this happened before?
Or it's just a church of Helm.
There you go.
That is challenging.
Such a smart little gnome.
How many people are seeking refuge in the church, and is it families? What is it?
Yeah, family. It's mostly older women and children.
Okay, I'll walk by Tachon. Tachyon? I don't know how to pronounce her name. I'll walk by the Dragonborn.
Yeah.
I'll pat her on the back if she's doing her ritual. I'll head into the church, turn to everybody, and be like, everybody, we're going to need you all to come inside, and we're going to start getting the defenses prepared over here. Is there anybody that I recognize? Morgan, anyone like that?
Is there anyone that you'd recognize? Roll your perception. Or how do you want to see? Are you going to check everybody or just in a general glance?
General glance.
General perception.
Great Aunt Miriam, what are you doing here?
That's a 17.
A 17. You actually, as you're kind of scanning the people here, like I said, they're mostly older women, older men, also a few, and smaller children. And as you're going like, okay, nothing strange going on here. All of a sudden, your eyes like, doom, you kind of, you almost have like this hiccup moment, and you see one of the 2 halflings that you noticed in the tavern a lot, waiting tables, is there as well.
The one that I battled and beat, or the other?
No, it's her brother.
Okay. Oh, fantastic! Why are you here?
Well, he's not like standing in front of you, so you're talking at this group of people.
You know who you are. Don't think because you're short you can hide. I see you.
As you see this older man, they're like,
No,
I was told.
No.
He lowers his arm again.
I sigh, and I walk right up to Short Stack.
As he kind of looks up at you. I says, "Hi."
Where's your sister or whatever it is?
Not here.
Duh. Where is she? Where is she?
I don't know at the moment, sir.
Fantastic. How much would it cost to feed all these people from Morgan's?
From what?
From Morgan's, the place where you work. How are you playing stupid, or is this a birth defect?
Oh, you mean the Big Toe Tavern? Oh,
No,
yeah.
I mean Morgan's, as he owns it. How much would it cost to feed everybody?
To get food from Morgren's here? I don't know. He kind of looks
Fantastic.
around.
You're useless. I walk away. Mage hand flips him right back off, and I turn towards everybody, and I say, "Is there anybody here who is able-bodied enough to go get some food for everyone?"
As you see a couple of elderly people, which aren't prehistoric at this time, kind of raise their hand.
Fantastic. I call over the youngest one that seems to not be dying, and I ask him, is there an establishment around here where you can get food, and how much would it cost to feed everybody here?
I don't know, sir. Maybe depends on what you want to feed them, I suppose. Just bread and thing. I would say no more than 5 gold.
All right. I hand him 6 gold.
For one day, I suppose.
Mhm.
Kind of
Oh,
scratches his head.
Well, if this lasts longer than one day, I assume we'll all be dead anyways. Here's 6 gold. No, nothing. It was a joke. I'm a joking man. Here, 6 gold. Go get food. Feed everybody. Bring somebody spry and young with you to help you carry it all.
He kind of holds the gold that you gave him, and you want me to go back out there?
Did you see any orcs out there besides the captain?
But they might before I return, and it's safe here.
You're absolutely right. Nobody eats because of this, man. I take the 6 gold back.
Is Vince hearing any of this?
People are useless.
Probably you most likely went into the church as well. I mean, Ellie is kind of. I'm assuming that. I mean, this is what I assume you're doing. Ellie is kind of walking around the church to get like a little bit of lay of it, and Varen is also kind of looking for stuff to barricade doors.
Yeah, and when I'm done looking around, I will go to Lady Tachan anyway. I won't be heading in unless she's headed in.
Okay.
I'd say Gemini. Lady Tachan fed us not that long ago. She had some food supplies. Would it not be best asking her if she has enough stores to feed these people first?
I'm not certain that she does, but I mean, that is an option. I was considering just for the day paying for their meal and hoping there was enough provision in case we needed to hold out here a while. But if you'd like to do that, I don't mind at all. Or I hand him the 6 gold. You can go get the food. Either way, I don't care. Keep the money. I'm done. And I walk over to the front of the group and I start playing a song about the great and mighty orc slayer that will save them all, the guard.
Vince pockets the money. I'll keep it.
Ellie, you have been inside for a couple of minutes now. Varen have gathered pretty much anything that you think might be useful to barricade things. There's a couple of quite hefty beams. Beams? How do you call it?
Like wooden beams, yeah.
Yeah, wooden beams, exactly. You can like kind of place up against the door and have them like kind of dig in into the ground to have it protected. Even though the floor is from wood, it'll probably be able to kind of withstand some pushing. As you are all kind of inside, you suddenly see this flash of light. And there's this clear sensation around you. You are within a magical field, and the magic is not putting any effort into hiding the fact that it's a magical field. So you clearly feel like, especially in the beginning, you feel like this tingle around you, and you see all the kids and the elderly look like, what's happening? Oh.
Vince is just like, yeah, religious magic. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
nice buzz.
As a sour aftertaste,
Yeah.
Warm feeling, yeah.
It's got too much piety to it, you know.
Too much piety, yeah. Yeah.
As
Filled with
Lady
consciousness.
Tatiana comes inside,
I will head
think
over
this,
to her as well, like, so I get close.
she kind of addresses everybody and says, I think most of the people that will find their refuge here have arrived. But we'll keep the doors open as long as we can. No need to barricade everything just yet before there's any sign of real danger.
And she's inside the church right now saying
Yeah,
this?
yeah.
Do you have enough food to feed these people for potentially a while?
We can certainly last quite a few days, yes.
Okay. Keep playing.
Lady Tachan,
Yes, Ellie.
I just wanted to tell you that the guard captain sent us here to help with the defense, if needed.
Oh, bless you. Thank you.
Baron will walk up to her as well. Tikchan, is this this field? Is this the faith of Helm that's protecting us?
Yes.
That is good. I will protect the door and usher people in, and you will walk out the front and make sure that everybody gets in the door while keeping an eye out.
All right. You make sure that you see, actually, as you kind of walk towards the door, you see a couple of people coming towards the church, and again, elderly and children. But you see one man with them. He has a sword on his belt, but he's carrying something, and is kind of assisting this group of 4 people approaching the church.
Can I take a good look at him just to make sure I know who he is?
Yeah, you haven't seen him. You think he's somewhere in his teens, and he's just carrying stuff, and he looks as the way they're interacting with each other, you think they're family.
Right. I'll actively keep an eye out for orcs or signs of attacks.
Mm-hmm.
Vince heads up the vantage point up into the tower, and keeps a lookout.
I will also place Fluffles and tell Fluffles, stay indoors, okay? Good cat. And then Fluffle him, and then I will head up after Vince.
All right.
And yell over my shoulder to Varen, make sure Fluffles doesn't go out.
Fluffles immediately leaves.
Jumping through the window.
Yeah, just like, nope, see. if I get up there before Ellie, I sort of shout down to her, you might want to bring a box up.
That's why I'm also going up so I can find out if I
valuable.
actually need it.
Yeah.
You guys arrive upstairs, and it's quite narrow. You're glad that it's only the 2 of you up here at this time. You can see that the roof on top of this open tower is like a little like a point, and it's kind of hollow in the point, and you can see that there's a quiver of arrows is kind of placed there and kind of hung there. A bow is hung there, and a couple of swords, and some more weapons are kind of, I wouldn't say hidden, because as soon as you come up there, you see them. But from outside, you wouldn't be able to see them. and where from the outside the wood surrounding you, which is about the height of your waist, it looked just like standard wood, but you can see it's actually quite thick, and it's quite good for taking cover behind.
Do the swords have the words evade me here? The holsters, the scabbard that you put around your waist.
Scabbard.
Yeah.
Scabbard. Yeah. Vince lifts one and
Okay.
hooks it on.
Very well.
Gonna look like Gandalf up in this shit.
Nice.
I probably can't use a bow, right? I'm not proficient with it, because I'm just curious.
Rogier, am I right in thinking that you can still use a weapon that you're not proficient in, that just means that you can't use proficiency modifier?
Yeah,
with
you
it?
can.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Is that right? You can still use it. You're just
Yeah.
not that good with it.
That's what I mean.
That is a standard rule, I think. I have to look it up, but I make a difference between simple and martial weapons.
Yeah.
If you are not proficient with a simple weapon, you can still use it and just not use your proficiency modifier. If you are not proficient with a martial weapon, you can still use it and without your proficiency modifier, but you get disadvantage on using it.
Okay.
Because they require more training to use them.
Yeah.
Properly.
Is a sword a simple weapon?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
I had to double check that just to make sure.
What kind of sword?
There are 2 short sword and 1 long sword here. Long sword. Right?
Long sword is a martial melee weapon, and short sword is also a martial melee weapon.
There you go.
I
Okay.
guess that's a short bow as well, is it?
And the short bow is a simple range weapon.
Yeah.
I have the page open because I was trying to figure it out.
Yeah, personally I find that strange that
Yeah.
a short bow is a simple weapon, because
The longbow, I think, is a martial ranged weapon as well. So
I always thought a short sword was a simple. Weapon. Yeah.
Yeah,
me
the
too.
longbow is a martial one.
Okay, well, Ali has the page in front of her, so she
Yeah.
should be. Yeah.
Yep.
should.
Yep. Oh,
Okay.
okay.
There doesn't happen to be a crossbow?
No.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Vince, the one that Vince lists is the longsword.
Okay.
You're going to have disadvantage with it anyway. May as well get the bigger one.
Yeah, more damage.
Yeah,
If I hit,
no.
I hit hard.
It's only
All or
like
nothing.
simple things like sticks and clubs and stuff for
Yeah.
simple weapons.
Yeah, but that's why I find it strange that a short bow is a simple weapon. Well, anyway, never mind.
Yeah.
Simple range, but yeah.
So,
Can I see over the little fence?
yes, you can. If you're kind of like when you stand normal, it's kind of like here. So if you kind of stand on your toes, you could just see over the thing.
So
But it won't be really easy for you to like fling fire bolts and stuff at people.
okay, I will
So
head
something
down.
to stand on.
Yeah, I will
would be nice.
I will go down and see if I can find something to stand on, like a
All right.
box or anything. Doesn't need to be that big.
Well, as it happened, Farron brought a lot of stuff inside, including a box where with some herbs and stuff, which is like a really nice step up for you, which you then have a better view over things.
I will go over to the box and look at Baron. I'm gonna borrow this, and then like whoosh away again.
Your herb box is stolen.
borrowed.
Borrowed. Oh yeah, that's.
I just have this
people
image of like
about it.
people looking around and just seeing like because just a box like behind the pews, just moving along.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. What was that noise?
you can tell Gemini that the people in the church are scared, and you can tell that they're nervous and things. But your song helps. They actually they listen to it, and you can see that more people that actually start to listen to your song start to feel a bit more relaxed, but still there's a tense atmosphere here. But your song is definitely helping from I wouldn't say escalating things, but definitely taking the edge off the fear of these people.
Let's keep playing.
Okay, excellent. Farron, you see about 3 or 4 other people slowly trickle in, and you can tell actually that that once they step kind of very close to the church or pretty much into the church, you can see them almost looking a bit surprised and like, and then the two that came together look at them and look at each other and they, oh, we're under Helm's protection. And another one says, kind of looks at you and he nods at you and says, thank you for looking after us.
I just sort of wave them in, you know. Go into Helm's protection. He will protect you.
All right.
Probably.
I hope so, yeah.
Maybe he's not my god. I don't know.
Yeah. We'll see. My sword will protect you and he gets all the credit, yeah. So, time passes by for a while. You
Do we
guys
see
stay
something
up...
from the tower?
Yeah, definitely. You get a pretty good view of village. There are hardly any 2 stories buildings here, and the ones that are 2 stories are what you kind of try to make out from looking at them. You think these are all pretty much places of interest, because you see the tavern is one of the places where you see people kind of standing on the roof and kind of putting up some defenses where they can hide behind and shoot. And pretty much on the east side of the village, you see another building. From the description that you got from Sam, you would think that that's probably the barracks of the other where the soldiers meet, and yeah, you think that's pretty much it.
Okay. Can we
But
see?
you don't see a horde of orcs approaching.
We don't see.
You don't see, no.
But could we see it if they were?
You have a reasonable look. Yeah, the church is really quite well located to actually have a view of both entry points.
I look at Vince and Did you know he said they were following? Or did they actually were gonna attack? Or did they just kill everybody?
I don't know.
Because this is kind of quiet.
Actually, Ali, roll your intelligence.
Ooh, intelligence. So yes, plus my intelligence modifier, right?
Yeah, plus your intelligence modifier.
So 12.
12. You, or actually, you personally, not really, but your people, the gnomish people, have had run-ins with orcs before. And you know that orcs are creatures that come from under the ground and creatures of the dark. And you wouldn't be surprised if they're biding their time, wait for nightfall, and then attack.
I will tell Vince this and be like, do you think I should maybe share this with the people downstairs? I mean,
Probably
it
could
might
give
be
us more time to prepare.
Okay, I will head down. Like, quite calmly, because I know they're probably not attacking anytime soon now. It feels pretty reasonable. No, it feels reasonable.
Yeah. You're not 100% sure, but you have
Yeah.
it might be a good tactic, seeing if there's mostly humans in this village. Orcs do better in darkness than humans do.
2 seconds. For lore purposes, Vince pulls out his pipe, starts lighting it, and has a smoke up there. Be back in 2. Keep going.
Okay. Gemini, are you taking requests?
Depends on who from.
There's lots of people that ask if you know certain numbers.
Sure, yeah, I'll start doing that.
All right.
Baron also asks for a number, so he does.
Yep.
Yeah, the Dragonborn comes. Do you know that one?
Yes, of course. Come on, look at me. Of course I do. I start playing whatever he just said.
Okay, yeah, you see people applauding. What kind of song is the dragon?
It's the Skyrim Chin, the Bard theme.
Ah,
Nice.
All right. So people are paying attention to you mostly, and you see Tachan is kind of walking towards certain people and putting her hand on their shoulder and talking to them as they nod, and some of them get up and come with her, and you see them walking towards a far corner of the church, and just as you come downstairs, you can see them with a little bit of effort removing some planks that are on the ground, and you see boxes of dried food are being lifted out, and you see certain things are handed out.
Okay. I will head over to Varin first, because he's actually by the door.
Yeah.
And Varin.
It's kind of do it
Yeah,
like this
silly.
for the music.
I was thinking a little bit, and do you think they will attack before nightfall? I mean, they're orcs.
Within reason, it would be a good tactic, yes. Orcs can see in the dark. I have experienced this.
Because-
Humans, not so much, so they would be an advantage at nighttime, yes.
Do you think we should keep watch until then, or is it just...
It's okay. I suppose, just in case they attack early, always be on guard.
Okay.
Never on guard.
Okay. And I will also head over to Gemini and tell him the same, and also say Gemini, like whisper in his ear while he's
Yes,
playing.
Ellie. Yes.
Do you think the orcs will attack before nightfall? Because I mean, they can see in the dark and things, and if you don't want to lose your advantage, you would either attack right away as you know someone getting away, or maybe they would wait until we think they're not gonna attack.
I hadn't considered it. That's a very good thought. Here, take over. I hand her the loot, and then I walk over to Baron. Baron.
How well do I try to play?
Ding, ding, ding.
Roll your performance.
Oh, please, natural 20, please.
Yeah, seriously. Way
No,
better
it's
than-
not a natural 20. It's a performance. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a 15.
15. Wow.
Yeah.
The music. Do you play a musical instrument?
Not that I had thought of, but I maybe
No?
know some kind of children's tune or something.
You just kind of ling, ling, ling. You constantly your hand, and you make a song up as you did as you were a kid. So it actually entertains the people quite well.
Fantastic. Walk over to Baron. Ellie just informed me that our orcs want to attack during the evening due to their dark vision. Now, people seem to believe for some reason that Dragonborns also have dark vision. You know this is not true. So, I think we should maybe even the odds a bit. What do you say we gather torches, braziers, people we don't like, anything we can set on fire and surround the church with so we can see at night?
Can Vince hear any of this? Because he's leaning over the top of the tower.
You're up in the tower.
Yeah, it's only 20 feet though.
Yeah, but it's not an open thing. I mean, the tower is open, but...
Loud music going on.
Yeah.
I suppose.
Yeah.
That's fair. Even though they said fire, I mean, I think that's just a word that he automatically just. Fire senses are tingling.
Somebody said fire on the other side of town. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm being called.
Yeah. It's like a beacon in the sky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about that plan? Maybe just getting some light for the evening around our immediate vicinity, so we can be at less of a disadvantage.
Vern will nod to him and then have a look around the room and see how many torches and braziers is keeping this place lit. Will it be well lit if we were to be under attack, sort of thing?
Inside, definitely, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is there any torches on the outside, say the front door, maybe?
Yeah. There are 2 torches in holders on the outside,
Right.
the entrance.
What about the fire? Is it stocked with wood next to it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right. Well, I'll look over to Gemini and I'll go. It seems that the inside will be well lit and the door as well. But if we want,
We'll
to
need
create...
to know where they're attacking from.
Yes. If we want to light further out so that we can see slightly further away, I would recommend asking Tukchan if we can take some of the wood and make some like basic campfires, bonfires out
That
the
was
front.
my idea as well. Yes.
Yeah. And after you sort of see that, Vern's eyes go kind of dark for a moment. And then he sort of looks back up and goes, yes, I suppose we'll get on that.
Are you okay?
Fine.
Will you be able to fight? Are you going to try to kill me? I've had many men try to kill me.
No, just the thought of death.
It's good when the DM looks confused.
Yeah, I'll go over. It just sort of passes by Gemini as a few comments and goes over and starts to talk to Tech-chan.
All right.
I'll,
You approach her.
Lady Tech-chan, is it
Yes.
okay if we borrow some of your wood supplies to create a few bonfires out the front, just in case when it does come to nightfall, we'll have a bit more vision out the front?
Won't it be too dangerous to be outside?
It's okay. I am more than capable of getting out and in with hopefully not getting killed anyway.
I try to sneak around to hear what he's talking about.
If there is time, I have certain things that we could place outside that will be certain to provide ample light.
That will be handy. What is it you have?
Come with me.
Please be pitch.
As she, there's this opening of some wooden panels that have lifted off the ground, and you see that there's actually quite a large opening there, and there's crates with dried food in it. But she gets into the hole and actually crouches down and starts to move under the ground. As she, come with me.
I'll pop down in. Hopefully, I can fit into this little.
Yeah,
little...
it's not it's not like as small as you had in the.
Gets flashbacks.
Yeah, you're like, where's the brain? Where's the brain? Yeah. As you kind of crouch underneath, and it's not very far. You see that there is there's jars there, and she pulls a cork out of one, and immediately you can smell there is it's tar underneath the church.
Interesting. Could we go one step further, Tech-chan, and build a trap for them out front?
I have about 60 jars of tar. You're like, holy shit, that's a these are
That's a lot.
are quite big jars. She says, we could make a circle around the church using it. It would light up the entire area if we shoot one fire arrow into it.
Yes, I think we have
fireballs.
someone who's specialized for that job.
Can
But
I hear
yes.
any of this?
If you're standing at like the hole where they went down, yeah, definitely. They're not whispering or anything. So, Varen has a low voice by himself, but you can hear him like.
Okay. I kind of brighten up knowing that I can make somebody's day better, and I start running towards Vince.
Okay.
Obviously,
by the
me and
way-
Tech-chan start lifting all this stuff out, and we'll start working on a trap if we have time. So we do.
Apparently, Ellie, you are the new minstrel at this time because you're kind of and
I
as
have no
your-
clue what I'm doing.
as your performance continues, the adrenaline of holy shit, what am I doing? Is starting off. Gemini, you see Gemini like walking
Yeah,
past you,
exactly.
just going up the tower.
I have no clue what I'm doing, really. I'm out of songs.
Do you continue playing?
I will like. I think I remember someone trying to teach me something once, and I tried to play that song, like a
Okay,
midwinter
your
celebration
performance again.
song or something.
roll your performance again.
It's like chopsticks on the guitar. so-
Yeah, that's as well.
12. Okay, you do a reasonable job, and people kind of look at you and are a bit like, and you hear a bit of murmuring starting. Where's the other guy? Yeah, he was here.
Gemini!
and
Help!
your self confidence is slow. Go like, oh shit.
Gemini!
You're
doing
meanwhile,
fantastic, love. I keep running up the thing towards Vince.
I will
You
look.
are upstairs and you see Vince like casually smoking his pipe.
How would you like to set something on fire?
Always. What is it?
Fantastic.
Is it big?
Well, you see, we're going to be needing light this evening, and I don't think that you can set enough things on fire without pissing everyone off to create that light. So they are spreading tar around the church, and you will be igniting that. Does that sound great?
Vince just like hugs him and she's like, "Thank you for this."
You had me
You're
at tar.
welcome.
Yeah.
It was all me, and I walked down the thing. I'll head back to Ellie after I inform Vince. And I'll start clapping. Yes, thank you, everybody. A round of applause for Ellie, the gnome. Come on, you can do better than that.
As you see one elderly guy standing up. Woohoo! Yeah, yeah!
That guy's got the spirit. I like it.
I will
I-
like slightly aggressively push the loot, the loot, right? Back
Yes, it's
at Gemini, and like give an angry glare and say, "I'm not a bard. I do not play music." And I
You
will
did
like
very well.
say thank you to the audience, but I'm like giving him really like angry glares in between.
You see people quite quickly stop applauding, except for this one old guy who's like, "Woo, yeah, you're great, yay!"
Thank
Love
you.
that guy.
Encore.
Encore.
No,
will
I
set-
quickly sneak away before he can push the loot back in my hands.
Now that you're not performing again and you're is allowed to spread further than here in this moment on this stage in the corner, you actually see Varen and Lady Tachan bringing out from under the floor these quite large and quite heavy-looking jars.
Okay. I will go check what you're doing, because how did this happen all of a sudden? Like,
Yeah.
where did this even come from? So I will head over and be like,
You're standing next to the jars, and
I will like
they're-
lift on the
they're
lid.
about just below your shoulder in height.
So,
Yeah, these are big jars.
so I will like go to the jar and be like, lift, and just look what's in it.
There's tar in it.
Are we making a tar trap? No, I'm not tasting it.
Definitely tar. Yeah.
I can probably smell it. Like,
Yeah.
are we making a tar trap? I will ask
Ellie,
you.
can you lift one of those?
What's your strength?
8.
No.
I will like grab it and be like,
Roll your strength.
Yeah, go for it.
Or you can roll your athletics in this case. It's not just strength.
well, athletics was athletics. It doesn't matter. It's minus 18. No, it's 18.
What?
It's 19 minus 1. 19 minus
Holy-
1. It was 18.
Like she no longer
So-
has arms. It's my
Okay, you maybe it's because you have been confronted occasionally the fact that this world, or at least this part of the world, is not meant for small people like yourself. As you're like, mother, you grab this jar and you start lifting it. You see the jar actually is kind of being lifted off the ground, and you're like, I got it.
I got it.
And you are so focused, Ellie, with just I'm lifting it. You, Varen, see it lifting it, and the balance is just.
Oh, he
And it's
reaches
gonna
out just to make sure she doesn't fall over. And then he sort of pats her on the head and goes, Ellie, could you maybe go upstairs and take over shift with Vince and send Vince down? He might be able to carry 2 of them.
Okay. And don't pat me on the head.
Holy
It's
man.
actually really rude.
It was sort of more of like a steady, so you didn't fall over.
It's more like a little. Yes, a little hint. We shorter folk usually don't quite like that.
Oh, well, I apologize.
No worries. And I will like put it down and be like,
Your arms are burning, like
okay.
ooh.
Yeah. I will go take over the shift from Vince. And like as I go back up, Vince,
Mm-hmm.
you're like big and like buff and like slightly bulky and like super
know.
duper strong. And
Yes.
I know how much you like showing off your muscles and how strong you are.
I'll just stop you right there. I am very flattered, but you're just not my type. I'm more of a human guy. Yes. Not really. Just
No, it's not for me. There's like a whole bunch of people down there that just waiting
And
to
they
be
all want you.
impressed.
oh, okay.
There's some jars that needs carrying out, and they're really heavy. And Varen don't think you can carry 2 at a time.
oh, he doesn't, does he?
No,
Oh.
he doesn't.
I'll show him.
Oh,
And,
Jim, I would be so proud.
I sort of, I like leave my staff's there. I sort of let go of it, and it stays standing up, and I go down. I just sort of leave it sitting up there.
All right.
I will keep an eye out. Check if I can.
And
if it's
Vince goes down and carries as many jars as he can in one go. I mean, as many.
Throw your athletics.
Natural one.
Thank fuck it wasn't a natural one, but it's not that great. That is a 10.
A 10. These things are filled to the brim with tar, and they have like these ears where you can grab them and kind of lift them up. And you at first you walk towards them, you just grab one, and you grab another, and you think like, what the fuck? And you grab you kind of split your hand and you just grab two on one side and two on the other, and you're like, okay, maybe just two, and you okay, maybe just one, but you lift that one easily. Yeah, like yeah.
He owns it. He walks past Varen carrying it, just like holding it out in front. Just like yeah.
Can Varen attempt to carry two?
What's your strength?
Strength is 19.
19. Holy crap! Okay. Yeah.
I'm slightly stronger than Vince, so.
Please, natural one.
Well, your Royal Athletics. And then you see Gemini just using his mage hand, just carry outside like
that's
while he's playing a song.
That's a 23, so it is.
At 23, you just lift
them.
Can get another one in there? No. Too much.
You easily lift them up. You carry two?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, yeah. So you carry
just walk
two.
past Vince, like not even batting an eyelash, just sort of doing the job. Just walk past Vince with two of them.
You'll remember that.
Okay. Yeah.
Does he try again?
Does it give him inspiration to carry more?
Yeah, seeing that, he goes back in to grab as many as he can again.
You actually see as Varen is carrying this one out, and he overtakes you. You can actually see that it's not a lot, but you being the pyromancer that you are, you see that there's like a little bit of tar on the bottom of these jars, and you can almost feel, without you actually even doing anything, the fire in your hand starting to go like, oh, it'd be so easy to just.
Yeah, but while he's walking away, I was like, Farron, you said you're not resistant to fire, right?
That would not be recommended, Vince.
I'm just asking a question.
You do want to set the tower on fire, though, don't you? So we'll go and build a trap.
Yes, let's do that.
All right. So you guys start to. Do you actually first place the pots, or do you immediately start to pour out the pots as you carry them out?
I'd say make a stack of pots first, and then start doing the trap. So get as many out as we can, and then
in one place.
Yeah, just sort of stack the pots out the front of.
Yeah, okay. Oh, that's fine. That's okay.
Like that for...
You stacked them in front of the church.
Yeah.
Right in front of the door, to the side.
Nah, like not like in.
No, well, I mean, it's not like we're going out the front door and just going. That's fine. Like sort of, you go out and you make a line of them or something.
Yeah. Okay, so you stacked them up.
I was just gonna ask, will we have time for a long rest by any chance before this?
You don't know. You don't know when they're going to attack.
All right.
You can start to try to have a long rest. I mean, it's not like you have to sleep. You can just relax.
Right, that's exactly what. Yeah. Okay. Then I'll set down the loot and I'll say, now time for something different. I'll start juggling my 4 sharp cards, the twos, the deuces that I carry around. I'll start juggling those in the air to try and entertain everybody as kind of the finale.
All right. Just so you know, as long as you're actually performing, which you are doing right now, you aren't able to take a.
Oh no, I know. This is like the finale. I'm just finishing it off, and then I'm gonna immediately lay down.
Yeah. All right, excellent. Very well. It's a heavy job you guys undertake, carrying about 60 of these heavy jars outside, and well, you didn't stack them up really, but you placed them all outside, and they're there.
Alright. I suppose we'll make with Takchun's help, make like a circle around the church.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, she gives some instructions. Seems to have thought of this not a small amount. She's very clear on the instructions and stuff, and she actually, as she tries to explain it, she says, "You know what?" She just grabs a big stick and starts to draw a circle around the church, and she says, "Just pour them out here," and she kind of pokes holes from dividing the circle up in parts, and she says, like, you should probably make the distance from one hole to the other with one jar.
All right. Varen goes to work.
Okay.
Vince just quickly turns to Tikshan and goes, "Has this happened before?"
No.
Then why are you so well prepared?
I'm a priestess of Helm.
All right.
There
Picks
is
up
no
and cracks
such thing as not prepared.
I suppose defense, yes, but still.
They're like they're the forerunners of the scouts. Be prepared.
Dib.
Yeah. So you guys work on it, and it takes quite a while for you to pour this all out and have dragged it all out, and so pretty much as you guys start pouring them out, you Gemini are done performing, and you go take a rest.
I immediately lay down where I do my thing, then I just
Okay, you see an elderly woman actually approaching you. Are you all right?
Oh, I'm perfectly fine. I just need a rest. Thank you very much.
Oh, it almost looked like you collapsed. Okay. Take your rest. You earned it.
Thank you.
As you're kind of lying there, like, oh, nice. You hear kids talking about you, like, Granny, why does the guy have a strange face on one side? And, well, questions like that.
Mm-hmm, of course. I just smile and listen while I rest.
Mm-hmm. All right. Ellie, you keep
Yes.
a lookout, and
Yes.
it seems quiet. Besides the activity around the two other locations that you see in the village, you do notice that after, like, as you've taken over the watch from Vince, you have the idea that you see small groups of people going out, and they seem to kind of stick together, at least in groups of two, and kind of place themselves here and there on locations in the village. And you have the idea that this is probably done to not just wait until they're at the front door, but to be able to alarm people if they actually start to get into the village.
Yeah.
But they'll stay relatively close to to their respected places where they gather. And you also see a couple of people bringing in things, supplies maybe. You can't make out from this distance, but some crates and stuff are being moved. And as the time passes by and you see Varen and Vince are working very hard to pour out these jars and things, what do you guys do with the jars as they're placed there?
We'll put the jars just outside of the circle, as in to sort of like mark where the tar is.
Okay. All right, very well. Do you do the same, Vince, or do you do something else?
Depends. Did the Tak-chan give any indication as to what to do with them?
She looks at Varen and she says, it's a good idea to have several of them placed next to the line, or at least closer to it.
Is this my internet dying?
Reasonable and frost. Can you guys hear me?
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. I'm back.
Just went for Ruger.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
now it's
I'm
green
here.
again. I think we should
There we
be
go.
back.
There we go.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
yep.
Can you hear
Yeah, I
me?
don't know what happened there.
Okay.
No, I think I lost connection as well.
Yeah.
Or was it everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was
Everybody.
everyone.
Everybody.
Everybody got disconnected. Then it was probably a Discord problem. Anyway.
Possibly. But back now anyway.
Okay, so the last thing that Chan said is that she thinks it's a good idea to have quite a few of them located close to the where the oil is, but she also wants to clean quite a few of them and have them placed in the church, so that the orcs might think that they still contain oil and try to light them up and waste their energy trying to light these jars, and if they come inside.
Yeah, sure.
Yep.
Good with that.
Okay. So she gathers quite a few of them, starts to clean them quite thoroughly as you guys kind of place them out around, or well, not completely around, but just at certain points for indication where the oil is, and where the tar is. So time passes by. You're done. It's late, quite late afternoon as you guys are all done doing this. Yeah.
How long's it been since the gate?
It's been a while because it was pretty much in the morning as you guys head over there. So let's say it was 10:30 when you guys kind of arrived at this gate, probably around 10. And it's about 6 now.
8 hours.
And
Damn.
how long have I been
Armor's
resting?
wear- My mage armor's weared off.
Oh, sorry, yeah. So you have been resting for about 6 hours now.
Okay, so is that long enough to change up my spells a bit? Things like that?
You need to rest for 8.
Okay,
It's,
okay.
It's a long rest. Yeah.
Have Vince and Lady Chan headed back into the church, so do I have a chance to gel down something, toss them something?
They have been working there for hours. So
Yeah, but I don't want. I'm waiting till they're kinda done, so I don't interrupt them too much. Or if Lady Chan seems to have a moment over.
Lady Tachana just seems to be at a well
Yeah.
where the men are pretty much just placing jars here and there. She has a collection of jars and is cleaning them.
Okay. Can she? If I shout, can she hear me?
Yeah.
Lady Chan.
She kind of.
I like wave. Hi. Do you by any chance own a spying glass? A looking glass? Binocular? Monocular?
She nods. I know what you mean, but
I look like if I'm trying to remember the word, like I'm not sure what it's called.
she says, "I'm sorry for my strange reaction, but I'm actually a bit annoyed with the fact that I do not. Sorry.
No, it's
But it's a
okay.
wonderful idea. I should have one."
I'm, I'm sorry. I was just thinking because I can't see very far.
I understand. Yes. No, I'm sorry. I don't really.
It's alright. Thank you.
You're welcome. As she, you can tell that she seems to be scrubbing the jars more aggressively for a while, and she's like,
Oh,
"My
oh,
glass, what did
oh,
I think
oh,
of that?"
oh. Do you have any magnifying glasses
I do.
and a tube? I can maybe make one.
Is that how that
Gnome.
works?
She is a gnome.
Well, yeah, this is.
Letter tinker, yeah.
Yes, I think. Well, something that would pass for a tube.
Or something I can like roll up and like.
Newspaper.
Newspaper.
Well, I have some thick leather.
Yes! I look super excited.
All right. Come downstairs. I'll hand it to you.
I will like. I completely forget about the lookout because I have an idea. So I head downstairs and like meet up with her.
Okay.
Can I hear any of this? resting
Probably
in the-
they're yelling at each other. So yeah.
Or if nothing else, you probably hear me running by when I come down.
Right.
Like.
Ellie, as you're running by,
Yes, Gemini.
you might want to ask. You might want to ask all the people here. We're not sure what resources they have. I'm sure they want to live as well. And wherever he is, the little guy that pissed me off earlier, I'm certain, has some form of magic that can be of assistance. So, I would suggest maybe taking a tally here, seeing what you can find, and I lay back down.
Right. I look at everybody, super excited. Do any of you have something I can use to make a looking glass?
Someone holds up a looking glass and is just like, I could probably make one out of this.
Like a straight up telescope.
Ellie, roll a d20.
Oh, yeah.
Can I assist in this? No,
No.
I need to rest.
4.
4.
Yes.
You see people starting to hold up bits and baubles like, "I have a half-eaten apple," and you see people like, "Oh, you can use my shirt if you need to."
Uh-huh.
Take the shirt. Take it anyway.
I like really think about the shirt. Like, I don't think so.
And you see kids looking reluctantly, but then you think probably grandparents or something. They just yank toys out of their hands and stuff and start to hold. "I have this. Here, I have this. Here. And more and more bits and bubbles are offered to you.
I think it's alright, guys. I'll just check what the priestess and I have first, and I'll come back and ask if I actually need something.
Does the halfling speak up at any point?
Roll your perception.
Absolutely. Actually, I'll use this die. Ha! Natural 20. What up?
Natural 20. You look around. The halfling's gone.
Oh, I sit back up like the Undertaker, and I turn around to everybody. Attention, everyone. We had a halfling here, and he has a sister. She didn't seem to be with him. Now, as I noticed, all of you appear to be with your families. Isn't that a little bit strange. Now the halfling is gone, so I'm a bit worried that either something happened to them or that he is a dirty, dirty traitor. So I am going to go ahead and ask that everybody just keep an eye low to the ground for this person, please. I lay back down.
As you see people kind of look, and you, Ellie, are kind of, you head towards the priest, and there's murmuring going on, and especially you, Gemini, pick up most of this because they think you pretty much just made this statement and then just fell back into sleep, and you hear them like they're definitely talking about Ellie. Asking for help and then we offer free. She doesn't take a shit. Why ask? And they seem a bit annoyed by this, and they also seem a bit annoyed by your statement, seeing as like a dirty trader and stuff. He's a stranger to our place. I know we known this boy for 28 years. So
Boy?
they're kind of like. Who's he to call him a traitor?
It was just an option. I don't know for sure.
You lied there.
You
Just call out. It was just an option. You do that?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, people are like, oh, what? They move away from you.
And allow me to also add that we're here trying to save your lives. That boy that you've known for 28 years has gone missing. So maybe choose your sides a bit better. Start strumming my lute as I lay down.
Quiet.
All right. You and the priestess are looking, and she has like this this thickish leather, which is usually used to roll important parchment in, or maybe even maps, and so it's already quite used to being rolled up, and it has like these straps around it, and she shows you actually 3 magnifying glasses of different strength.
Okay.
And she kind of looks at this and says, "You really think you can make a spyglass out of this?"
Maybe. I mean, a spyglass is just lenses that like breaks up the light you see in different ways and can bring things closer. And I'm not sure if it's the right lenses, but I can certainly try. I'm just gonna check my equipment.
Well, please feel free to use them. She looks a bit like she's giving you something valuable, and she's like,
I will
hands it to
be
you.
I will be careful. I promise. I'm gonna be real
Of course,
careful.
no, that's fine. That's fine. This is just material things.
And it might just be really a crude looking glass, but it might help.
Please do what you can.
Okay. I just look around if there's like some kind of long sticks or something that's long and thin that I can just use as support around it to keep the leather like
All right.
not from falling in and collapsing on each other, so it actually stays like.
Roll your tinkering, and in this case, I'll let you roll your intelligence modifier plus your proficiency modifier, because you are a tinkerer, right? You have
I am.
tinkering,
I have tinkerer tools.
Yeah, exactly. So roll your intelligence plus your proficiency modifier.
Not too bad. +2, +2, 14, 16.
16. All right. You work for say 20 to 30 minutes, and you test it a couple of times. It's far from perfect, but it's definitely allows you to draw things a little bit closer. And the thing is, it's only really sharp when it comes when it's at the center of your vision or of the lens. So it's limited, but it's definitely allows you to look farther than you could without it.
And I would go like, it works!
One of the lenses falls out as you like, yeah!
No!
Ah,
No, really?
No.
I will do it with both hands, like, it works! Because I know it's kind of fragile, but I'm excited.
Okay.
Have me and Varen finished by this point?
Yeah. You guys pretty much come in as she just lifts it and goes like, yeah! As you're like, especially you, Vince,
immediately.
you kind of stand there and you see like Ellie, Gemini, as you kind of look at the small stairs that lead up to the tower.
Who's keeping watch?
I am! And I shush off with looking glass.
Okay, he sort of shrugs and then goes sits in a corner. And can Vince try and rest for an hour and use arcane recovery?
Sure.
But he needs an hour to do it.
Has it been 8 hours yet for Gemini? Really want this.
Not yet, but you give it a little longer, and food is, by the way, being handed out now more on larger scale. And as darkness starts to come in more and more, you, Vince, have been able to take a short rest, and you, Gemini, have been able to take a long rest.
Excellent.
During that time that them guys are resting, can Varen go up to Tech-chan?
Yeah, sure.
Lady Tech-chan, would you mind if I could borrow some parchments and some ink? I need to jot down some holy texts.
Of course. She hands you some parchment and some ink. I'll even throw in a feather. She hands it to you.
Oh, thank you very much. And he'll go to work and construct as many pages of holy text as he can.
Okay. Does it have any particular text, or?
It's basically writings from Kellamvor. It's basically like holy writings, pages you would see from maybe like a Bible or something, like his stories and adventures. It's basically it's just a requirement for Shield of Faith. It's basically a parchment with holy text written on it.
Okay. Very well.
Do I see something new with my looking glass?
You look out and are constantly kind of moving it about. And as you do, roll your perception, and I'll give you advantage on it.
Well, that's a natural 20.
There you go.
Nice.
I'm not going to roll the second one because I got the natural 20.
You can't roll better than a natural 20. I roll a natural 21.
Ooh, well, wait,
So,
I have a D6. I can roll it with it.
You look around, and as you you kind of scan the area, you see all of a sudden, and there's this moment where I don't know if it's fear, because that's up to your character, but you see that there's something has been kind of thrown over a palisade quite close by, and you see dark green skinned things climbing over.
I will go like yelp. No, I'm holding tight still.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I will look again, because did I see what I saw? And
Yeah.
and I will just yell from the top of my lungs, "Orcs are climbing the palisade!"
Okay.
Gemini gets up. He rises like that.
I'm hoping that like other people will hear me too and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Baron
you
will
all
man the
hear
door.
Ellie scream.
Vince stands up, casts mage armor on himself again, and sort of cracks his neck and just like, yeah, let's do this.
It's all
And
my
then heads
Donkey
up.
Kong. Yeah.
Yep. And then heads up to where Ellie is.
I'll walk towards the door. And Allie, how close are they?
How close are they?
They are about 600 feet from you.
Did Vince come back up? Or come up?
Yeah.
Okay, I point him in the direction. I have no clue if he can actually see them. They're over
no, it's
there,
pretty dark and
like at the edge of the palisade over there. I'll be right back. And I quickly head back down, so I don't have
Vince
to like.
lobs a firebolt roughly in that direction. Nice big wooden wall that might burn.
And
Especially if they're crawling over it.
you can't
It's
hit
well
the
out
wall
of
with your
range, to be fair,
fireball.
but still.
and I head over to Gemini and Baron,
All right.
and I quickly orientate myself and go like, they're like 600 feet that way. I just saw them climbing the palisade.
So, okay. What do you think we should do here, Varen? You're the more battle-hardened one.
We have two choices. We can stay inside and barricade the door and hope that they don't break the door down, or such people like myself and anyone who uses melee weapons will have no advantage in the battle because we'll be stuck inside.
Yes.
Or we could stand outside, then barricade the door. I don't know. It's up to us, really.
Well, we did set up all that tar, so I assume we're going to want to light things on fire. And I know Vince is. So,
From the tower, you hear him just like shouting, just, "Come on then, New York bastards!"
Oops, I jumped the gun. Yeah.
I assume we keep the doors partially barricaded until the fires are lit. We lure them in, set them on fire, and then let the warriors, those willing to fight, out to do so.
Yeah, it is a good
And then
decision.
barricade it behind them.
Right.
Okay, go
So-
team.
I will look out the door. Can I see any of the other probably fortified buildings? Or
You go
points of
back
view.
up the tower?
Now I just looking out the door because I haven't headed back up yet.
Oh, no, you can see the buildings from the other fortified buildings from here,
Okay.
from the ground floor.
I will head back up then, and I will check if anyone actually seemed to have noticed my alert.
No, just for your reference point, the other
Yeah.
buildings are quite far away from you.
Okay. They're quite far away.
So, but actually, you hear from inside the church. You hear a horn being blown.
Oh, Tachan is alerting people.
Mhm.
Perfect. Perfect. I will like spy at them with my looking glass, and then I will find the orcs again and like keep track of where they're moving,
Okay.
or try
Excellent.
at least.
I'd like to go find Tachan, as a matter of fact. Well,
Yeah. Well, she was at the window and now closes it, and you see her holding this big horn as she puts it down.
Tachan, do you have any battle ability, arcane or otherwise, that you would like to assist with? Because we have a bit of a plan.
I have. I know how to use a mace, and I know I'm blessed by some spells from hell.
Fantastic. And I explained to her basically fire, barricade, unbarricade, outside, barricade again.
Sorry.
So what's going to happen is we're going to wait until the orcs are in range. Once they're here, Vince is going to light the tar on fire, hopefully killing as many of them as possible. Until that point, the doors will be partially barricaded. Once they are on fire, we will unbarricade the doors, the fighters will go outside, and the doors will be barricaded again behind them. So would you be willing to go out with us and help fight?
Yes, I would be willing. But this church, it's better defended from the inside.
Yes, but there are many people inside right now. I worry for their safety if a battle were to break out. And also, there's just not enough room for people like Varen or yourself to really do what they can do, especially if upwards of 20 orcs are headed our way.
I understand. And if this is what needs to be done, then I'm fine with it. But what if we are outside fighting and some of the orcs get inside?
Well, we do have Vince and Ellie up in the tower. They will be helping with range, and if something were to get inside, I'm sure they'd be able to hear it and head back down to help.
Can they fight in close combat?
Have you seen Vince?
Fair enough. She grabs an amulet around her neck, and you see there's this glow of energy coming from it, and there's this aura forming around her. All right then.
And
Just
also,
so we're clear, everybody that is inside the church and that I've spoken to or have visualized when I placed the ward around the church, they will recover from wounds at a accelerated rate.
excellent.
So
Nice.
if the situation occurs where outside Varen, yourself, or myself are badly wounded, we would do well to withdraw into the church.
I think that's a good plan. Have you seen the halfling boy that was here? He seems to have vanished.
I have seen him, yes.
And where did he go?
He is outside making the life of these orcs hard.
He's not a traitor! I call back to the others.
People kind of...
Okay. Fantastic. That's all I wanted to know. I know that he has arcane abilities, and I wanted to know he was putting them to use. Now, let's kill some orcs. Kind of saunter back.
All right. So...
Do I see any orcs approaching?
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You see groups of orcs approach. And you see... you don't just focus on the ones that you see kind of approaching because, well, you pretty much know where they are, and they're not like zigzagging or anything. They're coming pretty much in a straight line towards this building. So you also dare to take a chance to look around a bit further into the village, and you see that this isn't the only place where orcs have come in. There's actually, you see more and more orcs coming in from other sides as well. Not so much heading towards the church, but heading to other important buildings or even inside other, well, what has been deemed non-important buildings. They seem to go inside and plunder.
Does Vince see them?
No, not well. Yeah, you.
Can I like tap him and like point that they're the one that's approaching us? Keep an eye on them.
The thing is, it's almost completely dark now. It's just about to be completely dark as it gets. You are a human, so you don't have you don't have night vision, and there are you can see certain lights burning at certain places, but you don't see the orcs moving around.
Okay. Can I? I cast light and have the ball just sit in front of the church, lighting up as much as I can, so that I've got a good view of the tower and stuff. So that I can see when they cross.
Just so we are all aware, I'm assuming, but if not, then please correct me, that there are certain torches and braziers and stuff slightly outside of the church already lit.
Yes.
Of course.
Yeah?
But I just threw this out just to get a bit of extra range.
Okay, excellent.
And after he does that, like, oh, God damn it, now they know you're here.
Vince is like, good.
But they could have had the element of surprise. Like they couldn't
He
come
just shouts out,
sneaking out.
surprise!
No,
There we go.
no, they come close, and then when they're like on the tar, which they wouldn't have thought about looking for really, because they didn't know we were actually here. We might have just forgotten the lights on. Now they will
Yeah,
know
but
it's there. Now they will be like, "Oh, look, tar! We won't step on it."
That's they might. But to be fair, they've got dark vision, so if they were going to see it, they might have seen it anyway.
Yeah, and the fact that
And they have to come to us to attack either way.
it's
Yeah, it stinks as well, does it not? Yeah. Yeah. I think they might know something about military tactics. I don't know.
The big green and dump.
All right, so you guys pretty much steer on Ellie at this point, because she's the only one that can actually clearly see them approaching. You're very happy that you located them so early on, because now you have a clear view of them, and you can clearly track them, and you know that they're coming closer and closer and closer.
Okay.
So
I actually,
as you see them, yeah, sorry.
wait. I'm just gonna check my range. Okay, nice. Firebolt, 120 feet. So I basically wanna prepare or like be ready to fire a firebolt at them as soon as they're in range.
All right, excellent. So you see them coming closer and closer by, and as they do, you can tell that it's about 15 of them as they are heading towards the church. And you can tell that one of them looks like the one in charge, and he's you can't really make him out yet, but you can see him kind of moving his face.
Yeah.
You think that he's calling out commands to.
Can I hear that?
Roll a perception. Roll high.
How close are they now?
That's a 4.
They're about 200 feet away from you.
200
right
feet. I will tell Vince. They're about 200 feet away, and I think there's about 50 of them. And what did it look like? Big and bulky? Extra big and bulky?
Yeah. He looked quite big and bulky. And as
Something
they're moving
that sets him
closer,
out?
sorry.
Something that sets him out from the rest?
Yeah, he's definitely the biggest one of them.
Okay, and the biggest one is the leader. I think he looks like he's shouting commands. Can you tell the others? Hurry, quick!
Guys!
No, quietly. We're ambushing them. Remember? Not that it will matter because I'm gonna fire a firebolt at them, but still. Like, can you go tell the others?
Okay, I sort of like go. I don't go fully down, but I go sort of go half down and just talk
Halfway
like
down.
guys. There's about 15. They're nearly here.
From what direction?
From the front, isn't it? Or slightly to the left?
Yeah, they kind of came in from southwest.
Okay.
Which way is the front facing?
The front is facing to the west.
Okay. I'll kind of go southwest as close to the wall as possible and kind of see if I can hear anything.
Okay.
And Vince heads back up.
You don't hear anything as of yet.
No.
You, Ellie, will notice that they seem to approach quite at a standard speed, but suddenly you hear or you see commotion in the ranks, and there's you see one of them. Roll your perception.
One of them rolls her perception.
12, I think. I need to see my modifiers, but I think it's 3, so 12. Perception. Yes, 12.
You see one of them is acting strangely, and you can't really make out what's going on, but then he's kind of on the side of the group, and then on the other side, another one also starts to act, and there seems to be, I wouldn't say panic, but they seem to not be charging forward and are now looking around and clearly are looking for something. And you see another one like looks angry.
How far away are they?
About 150 feet.
Okay.
You, Gemini, start to hear yells.
Just yells?
Yeah.
I'll cast Comprehend Languages.
Okay. You cast Comprehend Languages, and you hear somebody call him out. Whoever it is, find him! Kill him!
Apparently they're being attacked by somebody. I'm assuming the halflings. They want to find and kill them, which is a emotion I understand. But they're doing a good job, I think.
All right. So you, Ellie, pretty much see what's going on there. There's kind of scurrying through houses and stuff, and the attacks happen a few more times. But after that, they kind of like, fuck it, move on. This is what you hear, Gemini, and
they said, "Fuck it, move on."
They start to come closer.
Upon hearing that, Vern will go out the front and kneel down with his shield and his axe.
And I will follow behind him and just pose right behind Baron. Like, what up?
Guys, I'm having we have a little dilemma right now. For me it's 10 o'clock, and
same.
It's in half an hour we usually call it quits, but it's probably gonna be a combat situation from very close on now, which I'm assuming is gonna take quite a bit longer than just half an hour. And I'm not a big fan of cutting things down in the middle of combat.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of in doubt of, like, should we call it like the session here and pick up the combat next week, or what do you guys want?
I would be perfectly happy to do that because I cannot stay very late because I get up at 4:30, which is in like 6.5 hours for me. So
yeah.
So I'd be more than willing to just break it here and maybe start off with me casting a firebolt at the orcs next time we're in the common range.
Exactly. I think that's the best idea, and nobody feels obligated to kind of like, no, we can stay 10 minutes longer, and then I feel like everything. It's going to be our first big combat, so I want to give it, everybody the chance to shine and to do whatever they want, and not have to rush it. Yeah. All right. Excellent. Then we're gonna call it time here.
Yes.
Anybody that has been joining us or is gonna watch this in the future, thanks for watching. I hope you had a good time. I hope you guys all had a great time as well. And we'll be back next week.
Yeah. Bye.
See you next time.